Hi, I'm Paige Fluker, and this is my week 3 assignment on mock negotiations. So, the mock negotiation scenario that I chose was a real estate transaction between a business owner and a leaser. So, this would be a relationship between the leaser and the leasee. I chose this negotiation because I felt like this scenario had the potential to become a real life situation based on my business. So, without further ado, here is the mock negotiation. So, meet Shay. Shay is a life coaching entrepreneur. For the past 3 years, she has successfully ran a virtual life coaching business where she handles her clients' information and all of their appointments online via Skype or over the phone. So now, since her business has grown exponentially and she's making a name for herself within her community, she's looking to find some official office space within her city. So Shay is a first time leaser. This will be her first time entering into this type of contractual agreement. And her primary concern is safety and security. She is a life coach for women, and she knows the area in which she wants to have her office location is in an area that is gentrifying, and it is newly gentrifying. So one of her primary concerns that she's willing to walk away from the deal with if she doesn't receive is safety and security, and her budget is $1,900 a month. Uh, Based on her research, she's found that a on average it would cost her between $1,925 to rent a an office space that will allow her to create the experience that she's looking for her clients. So this is Alton. Alton is a property owner and entrepreneur. He owns the space that Shay is looking at and Shay's interested in. And he has a few requirements, but he has a pretty good background of his own. He is a professional photographer. He has rented this space or owned this space. He has owned this space for about 2 years, and he's ready to take his business and change his business. So he's a professional photographer where he used this space as a studio, and now he wants to be more freelance and more mobile. So he's switching the way that he conducts his business. So, one thing that Alton says that is primary for him is that he has to rent his space for $1,700 a month. So, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. He wants to rent at $1,700 a month. And it's really based on security, ensuring that his property is secured and that he knows he's going to get his money on time. So, reliability for him is paramount. So this is the space that is up for grabs. It was previously a space. It was previously a sports bar, and it was a venue identified or really, I would say, marketed toward men. And with the change from it being marketed to a male hangout to an office space or a location for women's wellness or for women's life coaching, that's one of the concerns that Shay has, is just ensuring that it is secure for women to access and to participate in. So here are Shay's must-have: security. She's looking for cosmetic renovations to change it from it being primarily masculine to a more feminine type of environment. She's really looking for a long-term contract and for it to stay within her budget of $1,900 a month. Alton has his own requirements. So Alton's requirements are he doesn't really want to do any renovations. He's kind of looking to pick up and leave and clear the place out and just start collecting cash so he can go on about his life taking photos across the world. He is firm that it will $1,700 is what he wants to offer or what he wants to receive, and he's open to a short-term contract, but he would prefer a long-term contract. So here's where it goes down to negotiation. And based on our teachers in class this week, I've learned that it's imperative when it comes to negotiation to have your attorneys review um, the contracts and to have their presence known and available. Because as me personally, as an entrepreneur and life coach, I would feel so much more comfortable knowing that my contract was reviewed by a professional who does that every day, all day long. So Shay and Alton decided to hire attorneys to assist them in ensuring that they were creating the best contract for the both of them. So in the scenario, the leaser had a huge strength to leverage, which was the property. And depending on how long the property has been vacant, um, or what he previously purchased the property for, it really would give him the motivation um, to set the price or to know whose offer he would accept, whose he wouldn't. So that was definitely an advantage. However, Shay, in this case, the leasee, she knows that Alton is getting ready to leave. He wants to change. He's looking for greater flexibility. He's looking to get up and leave from having such a permanent requirement, which is this location. So, the what Shay suggested to her attorney and what they agreed upon was to come in with a collaborative approach where they will seek to get the greatest benefit for both parties involved. And although, as the leasee, it would be thought that the leaser, in this case Alton, would come lean more to distributive negotiation where he will come out on top because he has so many firm requirements where he knows he doesn't want to renovate. He knows the price doesn't want to change. And he knows that, while he does have some flexibility in how long he wants to lease it, but he has some really firm decisions that he doesn't want to change from. So he does have leverage. However, a weakness is he really wants to leave and be done with the property and cut ties from it. And that is something that Shay knows. So she does want to go with a more collaborative approach and a more collaborative style and an integrative approach that will allow balance for the process, during the process. So here is the outcome. The outcome for Shay was she negotiated with Alton for a long-term lease based on her business credit and her time in business. Alton felt secure about that. She offered him he didn't want to do any renovations, but she offered to pay more in the monthly price since it was lower than her budget. And it would allow her to stay in budget. She offered to pay more in the monthly price if he agreed to renovations, which included adding a secure door and a security system for her business. So that allowed her to stay um, within her budget and still receive the items that she wanted. So what she did was she offered him more than what he was asking, and she leveraged the fact that she knew he wanted to cut ties quickly with the property. And the outcome for Alton was he appreciated the open communication since they used their attorneys. They were able to go back and forth, and it was very professional. He received more than the rent amount, a long-term lease, and secure payments. As part of the agreement for the negotiation, Shay agreed to the firm price of $1,700, and she said what she offered to him was if he would agree to the renovations, paying for the renovations, and for the security system, the upfront costs would benefit him in the long term because now that they have a long term contract, she would agree to pay more monthly so he would recoup some of the money spent or a large portion of the money spent. And he would be able to maximize his profits by having a longer lease, making more money each month, and she agreed to automatic payments. So he didn't have to worry about not receiving his money or not having a reliable tenant, which is something that he was concerned about. So this allowed them to work together collaboratively, where Alton was able to receive what he was looking for. And he knew that, hey, if she wasn't going to pay $1,700 a month, I could find someone willing to, because I'm priced, or he was priced below the market value. But Shay also knew to leverage that he was ready to cut ties with the property. She had reliable business credit. She was ready to sign a long term contract. She was ready to set up automated payments to pay him. And she was eager to get the job, to get the deal done. So this was a sample mock negotiation based on a collaborative style with the integrative approach.